Okay, polygon angle measurements. Let's go over that today. Our learning target is students can use triangle and quadrilateral angle rules to find a missing angle. So we're only going to talk about triangles and quadrilaterals with our angle measurements. We're not going to go beyond that right now. If you need to pause and write that down, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll be moving on. Interior and exterior angles. Here's the rules that you need to know. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. We've already kind of talked about this. So if I have a triangle, doesn't matter what type of triangle, if I add up the three angles, they're going to equal 180 degrees. Now, the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees, and that includes our rectangles or any four-sided shape. And if you add up those four angles, they are going to equal 360 degrees. Okay, so the sum of a triangle is 180. The sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Now our exterior angles are always supplementary to our interior angles. So exterior angles would look like this. If I have that out here, this would be my exterior angle right there. Okay, and that is supplementary, you can see the straight line, to my corresponding interior angle that I have right there. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to move on. Okay. Let's start with our triangles and finding the missing angle measure. If I give you 2, you can use that to find the third. So what I'm going to do is add up my three angle measurements. X plus 40 plus 70 equals 180. So I'm adding up my three angle measurements. 1, 2, 3. One of them will be a variable. So then we combine those. So that's x plus 110 equals 180. Then you solve this. The inverse of adding is to subtract, so I'm going to subtract 110, so I get x equals 70. So my answer is 70, or my angle measurement is 70 degrees. For this one, remember, right angle is 90 degrees, so I have 2 given to you. So I do x plus 90 plus 37, and that equals 180. Add these together, so I get x plus 127 equals 180. Subtract 127 from both sides, and you get x equals 53. So 53 degrees is my angle measurement, and x equals 53. That's how you do triangles. If you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll be moving on to quadrilaterals. Okay. For quadrilaterals, it's going to be 4 angles that add up to 360. So I'm going to take my 4 angles and add up to 360. Now I'm telling you these are both x's, which means that they are the same. So I'm going to do x plus 115 plus 115 equals 360. That's my 1, 2, 3, 4 angles that I have on my shape. I'm going to combine like terms. So that's going to be 2x. That's going to be 230. And that equals 360. Now I want to get rid of my 115. I already know what those are. I want to be left with what I don't know. So I want to get rid of what I already know. I already know that 230 degrees is taken up by those 115s. So that means my 2x's only has 130 degrees left. Since they're equal, I'm going to split them in half by dividing by 2. So I get x equals 65. And that's going to be my answer for that one. Okay. For D, I'm going to add up these 4. Now I've given you 3 and only left 1. So it's going to be x plus 112 plus 96 plus 84 equals 360 degrees. Remember, quadrilaterals add up to 360. Okay. Then I'm going to add up these 3 numbers. Okay, and when I add up these 3 numbers, I'm going to get x plus 112 plus 96 plus 84. So that's going to give me 2. Carry the 1, 17, 18, 19. Carry the 1, 292 equals 360. Then I'm going to subtract 292 from both sides. So I'm going to get x equals, and that's going to come out to 68. So x equals 68. So my answer is 68 degrees is my angle measure, but x equals 68. Okay. If you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll be moving on to my last example. All right, now using exterior angles. So remember, they are supplementary. So we're thinking about supplementary. So they are a straight line here. Right here is a straight line. So together they equal 180 degrees. So I'm just going to use my supplementary rules to find these. I'm going to do x plus 70 equals 180 because they equal 180 degrees. Subtract 70 from both sides. X equals 110. So that's my answer, which means this is a 110-degree angle right there. Okay, and then this one, I don't care about the other angles. All I care about is right here is supplementary. That's a straight line. So I'm going to do x plus 86 equals 180 because they're supplementary. They're straight line. Subtract 86 from both sides, and I get x equals, and that's going to be 94. So that means that that's 94 degrees, and that's my answer. Okay, so when you're doing your homework and you're working on these, you've got a couple things you got to think about. If it's a triangle, equals 180. If it's a quadrilateral, equals 360. If they're supplementary, equals 180. So you have to think about what we're doing in all those different parts. Okay, if you need to go back and watch anything, go ahead. Otherwise, have a great night.